chapter 16, the prayers offered by Citraketu Maharaj, and then the reply offered by Lord Sankarshana, all the philosophical dialogue we did. And then, as promised by the mantra, which was given by Narada Muni, in 7 days, Citraketu Maharaj became the king of Vidyadharas. And he was living with the people of Vidyadharas as their master and ruler. And he was given an airplane. He was traveling in the airplane for 1 lakh years. One day, one fine day, by the will of the providence, he happened to travel with his associates, and he happened to pass through Kailash. In Kailash, Lord Shiva was speaking about Brahmavada in the assembly of Brahmavadis, great sages. Basically, he was speaking about absolute truth to the greatly renounced sages, which includes the 4 Kumaras, Narada Muni, and many great sages. Their names will come today. We'll see their names. If you think fan not required, you can turn off the fan. Or if you so then, while speaking to them about the subject matter of absolute truth, Lord Shiva kept his wife on his lap and he kind of holding on to her. He was speaking. So looking at this astonishing sight, Citraketu Maharaj saying a couple of words. He meant to say that, so his intention is to glorify the Lord. Only Lord Shiva can do this. While speaking about renunciation, he can still keep his wife on his lap and speak in the midst of renounced sages. And there is no fault in him. But unfortunately, the materialistic people will see this and they may come out with different lessons in order to save the people in general. Otherwise, if people start finding fault with Lord Shiva, they will commit offense. That is bad for them, bad for the people only. So in order to protect people like us, Citraketu Maharaj is glorifying Lord Shiva and is also telling that only you can do like this. Other than you, no one should do like this. That is the intention. So in that, he was telling that, Citraketu Maharaj laughed loudly and spoke with the hearing of the Mother Parvati. Of course, Mother Parvati is sitting there only. Everyone is hearing. Why only Mother Parvati? Citraketu said, "Oh Lord Shiva, the Guru of the entire world." He did not say as a normal person. He said, Loka Guru. Sakshat Dharmam Vakta, the speaker of Dharma. Whatever you speak is Dharma. Okay? Then, the chief of all living entities, Sharirinam Aste Mukyaha, best among all the embodied living entities. And then, you Sabayam Vai Maituni Bhuya Bharyaya, only you can. Because you are all these things, you can, while speaking to the sages of, to the exalted sages of renunciation, you can hold your wife on your lap. That only you can do, no one else can do. Lord Shiva, with matted hair, the performer of great austerities, Tivra Tapa, and he is the leader of the assembly of Brahmavadis, Brahmavadi Sabhapati, and he is seated with his wife on his lap. Kindly pay attention to this. In the first verse, he told same thing. He is embracing his wife Parvati in the midst of assembly, first time. And second time he said, he is seated with his wife on his lap without shame, like an ordinary mortal. Second time he told. Because later on Mother Parvati will say that, my dear Citraketu, you did not say one time, you said 3-4 times. Same thing, again and again, as if it is a big fault. You pointed out the same thing again and again, that's why I am cursing you. So, in that way. And then he will again say one more thing. He says that ordinary conditioned souls generally embrace their wives in private. This man of great vows embraces his wife in the assembly of great saints. Here 2 times he is telling. Ordinary conditions also compare करके बोल रहे हैं और अपने इनको सीधा बोल रहे हैं. So 4 times he told that you are embracing your wife, you are embracing your wife, you are keeping your wife on your lap, something like that. So Mother Parvati hears it 4 times and she takes it seriously and she shouts at him. She curses him. later on. So basically the point is, there are two things to understand. He is not criticizing him. People in general, they do everything in seclusion, but in front of ordinary people, they actually act as if they are the topmost renunciate saints. But in reality, there is no one as renunciate as you. And simply to hide your renunciation in public, you are acting as if you are so much attached to your wife. Just the way people act outside as if they are so renounced. Same way, you are acting as if you are so attached. This is your greatness. This is the intention of Priyavrata Maharaj's talk. But still, whatever it is, he spoke 4 times. Mother Parvati notices that and later on curses him. So this is where we stopped last week and we'll continue from text number 9 onwards. So Citraketu spoke something and Mother Parvati heard and everyone heard. So what is the response of Lord Shiva? Response of all others assembled sages and response of Mother Parvati. How these 3 people respond? We'll see. Because something like that happened in the past. Taksha also spoke something to Lord Shiva in the past. How did Shiva responded? How did the assembled sages responded? How did Shiva's followers responded? That time Parvati was not there, it seems. Sati was not there. Otherwise, she would have also responded something. Sri Shuka Uvacha Bhagavanapi Tatsrutva.
Sri Shuka Uvacha. Continue, Mate.
Prahasyagadadhirrupa.
Prahasyagadadhirrupa.
Tushnim babuva sadasi.
Tushnim babuva sadasi.
Sabhyascha tad anuvrata.
Sabhyascha tad anuvrataha. Srila Shukadev Goswami continued, My dear king, after hearing Citraketu's statement, Lord Shiva, the most powerful personality, whose knowledge is fathomless, simply smiled and remained silent, and all the members of the assembly followed the Lord by not saying anything.
So Sukadeva Goswami is telling about the response of Lord Shiva and the assembled sages. O king, on hearing King Citraketu's statement, powerful Lord Shiva, whose knowledge is fathomless, Agadadhir, Agada Bodham, whose knowledge no one can understand, itna deep knowledge. He simply smiled and remained silent. Tushnim Babuva. He did not say any word because he understood. He is not criticizing me, he is actually glorifying me. Similarly, the members of the assembly followed Lord Shiva's example. They also did not say anything. They also remained quiet. They also understood. Citraketu Maharaj glorifying Lord Shiva only. So there is nothing wrong in it. Why did Lord Shiva smile? In this said that Prahasya, Lord Shiva remained silent and he also slightly smiled. Why? King Citraketu wants to establish the truth about my conduct in this world. Because Lord Shiva had fathomless knowledge, not understood by anyone else. He understood King Citraketu's intention. King Citraketu's intention was as follows. Whatever we just said, same thing is there here. Lord Shiva is the Lord. There is no harm if he performs acts which appear wrong. But those who are ignorant will criticize him, and for their offense, they will be destroyed like Daksha. Same thing. When Sukadeva Goswami explains the Rasalila pastimes, Parikshit Maharaj says a question. What is this? If Krishna does like this, ordinary people might find fault with Lord Krishna, or they may take Lord Krishna to be ordinary, or they may start imitating Lord Krishna. So how do you understand this? Then he establishes the Devatas, even though they may do some apparent contradictory activities, they are not at fault. Because they are on the higher platform, even though it is fault, they can consume the reactions of that fault. Then what to speak of the Supreme Lord? And then he also speaks about Santatva. In relation to Supreme Lord, everyone is his Prakriti. Playing with somebody else's belongings. It is his energies only. So in that way, it is. So in any case, if we don't have proper understanding, we may make mistake, we may commit offense against that personality. So here Citraketu Maharaj is trying to establish the greatness of Lord Shiva. If today I can establish that Lord Shiva has the proper conduct, it will be beneficial for the world. It is not beneficial for Citraketu, not beneficial for Lord Shiva. It is beneficial for people like us. Lord Vishnu benefits the world because he follows proper conduct. But Lord Shiva is inauspicious because of his apparent misconduct. He should not have infamy. The reason is Lord Shiva wears tiger flesh or deer flesh, and he also applies crematorium ashes. He lives in crematorium. From external appearance, he is inauspicious because he is living in an inauspicious place and he is smearing his body with ash, which is inauspicious, crematorium ash, and he is wearing the deer skin, which is not supposed to be, not recommended to be worn. So all these things are there. And he associates with Bhuta Pretas. Everyone avoids, whom everyone avoids. So in that way, from his external outlook, he is inauspicious. But his name is auspicious. Shiva means auspicious. Though externally may look inauspicious, but is the most auspicious personality. And in addition to that inauspicious, they are doing one more activity, which will again defame him. So you want to establish his fame. That is his intention. Lord Shiva thought on the other hand, I will not become angry at his harsh words, which are beneficial for the world. Though apparently speaking some strong words, but there is nothing wrong in that. They are meant for the benefit of people in general. The assembly, understanding Lord Shiva's intention, also remained silent and did not become angry. If his intention has been to criticize the Lord Shiva, the assembly would have blocked their ears and left. If the assembled people will know who are all there in the assembly, if they have understood that he is criticizing Lord Shiva, they would have done something or they would have left immediately closing their eyes. And this is what happened in the Rajasya sacrifice. When the king of Chedi, Shishupal, was offending Lord Shiva, criticizing Lord Shiva, most of the assembled people left and other people tried to stop Shishupal. But some of them left. Kya bol rahe aap? Mar jayenge karke. They told that it is better you die than speaking all these things. Like that, saying like that, they left. So this verse comes in the 10th canto, 74th chapter, section 39. Krishna that time. Other assembled people, some of them are leaving that assembly and saying this. Bhagavan nindanam shrutva dussaham tassa basada karnam karnau pidaya nirjagmo shapantas chedipam rusha. Upon hearing such intolerable blasphemy of the Lord, several members of the assembly covered their ears and walked out, angrily cursing the king of Chedi. No one left. No one closed their ears. No one said anything. That means what King Citraketu said is not offensive. They all understood. The intention they understood. So now let us see.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji,
Yes,
this
Mataji.
is same is for the Guru also. No? Like suppose someone criticizes the Guru, either we should be in position to means argue with that and
Yeah. For Guru also, if you can counter. If the person is so big that we cannot counter, it is better to leave from that place, closing our ears.
Yeah.
Iti yatadvirya vidushi.
Iti yatadvirya vidushi.
Bruvane bhavashobhanam.
Bruvane bhavashobhanam.
Rushaha devi drushtaya.
Rushaha devi drushtaya.
Nirjitatma bhimanire.
Nirjitatma bhimanine. Not knowing the prowess of Lord Shiva and Parvati, Citraketu strongly criticized them. His statements were not at all pleasing, and therefore the goddess Parvati, being very angry, spoke as follows to Citraketu. who thought himself better than Lord Shiva in controlling the senses.
When King Citraketu, not knowing the prowess of Lord Shiva, spoke inauspicious words, Mother Parvati, being angry, spoke to the proud Citraketu, who thought himself in control of his senses. Even though Citraketu wanted to do something good to society, but he made one mistake. According to Mother Parvati and Shukadeva Goswami, the mistake is, of course, what Lord Shiva is doing apparently seems to be some contradictory, but who is Citraketu now? How can Citraketu make an attempt to correct Lord Shiva? From one side is glorification of Lord Shiva, but some may perceive is that he is trying to correct Lord Shiva. Who is he to correct? That is the mentality with which Mother Parvati takes it. Mother Parvati thought King Citraketu did not know Lord Shiva's powers. The independent Lord will not be affected by anyone's teachings. Mother Parvati is thinking like this. Who is Lord Shiva? Who is Citraketu? So he is correcting my Lord. He is making endeavor to, he is daring to correct my Lord. Who is he? The personalities like Lord Shiva will not be affected by anyone's teachings. The words were not auspicious because one should not give teachings to the Lord. He was considered proud because he spoke fearlessly. Citraketu was considered proud because he spoke fearlessly. He had false identity thinking, I have brought Paramatma Lord Sankarshana under control. Okay. You chanted one mantra and you are darshan of Lord Sankarshana and then you became big one. You can correct anyone, everyone. Like that Mother Parvati is again. One should not think that Mother Parvati became angry because she did not know the intentions of Lord Shiva and the assembly. What was the intention of Lord Shiva? The previous verse. Assembly also understood. So they did not speak any word. But there was no apparent mistake in Citraketu Maharaj. Then does you mean that Mother Parvati does not understand Lord Shiva's intention? She understands. But she thinks that, she considers that I cannot accept these beneficial words because he did not criticize once. Instead, it does 3 or 4 times, but many times. This is the reason for her anger. First of all, what authority does he have to correct Lord Shiva? Second, even if you want to correct Lord Shiva, one time you tell, that's okay. Why again and again 4 times you tell? Same thing. You mean to say that he's a big faulty person and you are pointing out the fault again and again? So she became angry for that reason. Sri Parvati Uvacha.
Sri Parvati Uvacha.
Ayam kim aduna loke.
Ayam kim aduna loke.
Shasta Dhandadara Prabhu.
Shasta Dandadhara Prabhu.
Asmadvidanam Dushtanam.
Asmat Vidhanam Dushtanam.
Nirlajjanam cha Viprakrit.
Nirlajjanam cha Viprakrit. The goddess Parvati said, Alas, has this upstart now received a post from which to punish shameless persons like us? Has he been appointed ruler, carrier of the rod of punishment? Is he now the only master of everything?
Mother Parvati saying that, alas, has he attained the post of a ruler, punisher, master, and controller for shameless criminals like us? She is addressing herself and Lord Shiva. We are shameless criminals, and here Master comes to punish us. He makes himself superior to others. Viprakrit means one who gives benefit by punishing. He has come to benefit us by punishing us for our criminal activities. The Master has come. So like that. Now, next, she says, Naveda. Mataji.
Prabhuji, in the previous verse, what was written that he thinks himself that he has brought Lord Sankarsana. That is Parvati's thinking like that.
Yes, Mother Parvati. So within her mind, she thought, Mother Parvati thought all these things. And then she is responding. After considerable thought, she is responding.
Okay. And her anger means she also understood that since the assembly is also sitting and Lord Shiva is sitting after hearing all this. So means he is in a way praising Lord Shiva, but because if outward expression of it was of criticism and that was done repeatedly, that was the cause of Mother Parvati's anger.
Yes. That was the cause.
Okay. And Prabhuji, like since the beginning of today's thing, we discuss about Lord Shivan, like he remains with the ashes of crematorium spared on body and like that. So is there any reason, like I think you had discussed some time back, long time back, why he remains like that? And means he wears that munda mala and things like that. Some significance is there now.
In the third canto, we discussed about it. There are two reasons. One reason is to tell all of us that you people are all running after the material wealth. There is no use of running after material wealth. People come to me asking material wealth, but I myself stay in the crematorium. Ultimately, all your material wealth will come here only. It will end here only. Whatever wealth one may possess, everything will end in crematorium. Till the time we reach crematorium, we may say, I have this, I have that. The day once we reach crematorium, nothing belongs to us. To teach us, this is the ultimate reality. So he lives in the crematorium. And second thing is, in order to worship Lord Shiva, in order to worship Lord Vishnu, one should be at least in the mode of goodness. One can be in the mode of passion ignorance, also can worship Lord Vishnu, but that is not considered to be so meaningful worship. We saw bhakti in the mode of ignorance, bhakti in the mode of passion, that is all just superficial bhakti. In order to harm somebody, in order to get some rewards, one worships, but that is not appreciated. To worship Lord Vishnu, one should be in mode of goodness. Accordingly, then one can worship properly. But what about the people in the mode of ignorance and passion? Unke liye, to take care of them, there should be some authority. That is Lord Shiva. So mostly people in the mode of passion and ignorance run after Lord Shiva, and people in the mode of goodness will come to Lord Vishnu. That is general, general understanding or general happening also, not only understanding, generally it happens like that. So when somebody comes, there should be someone to take care of them. So Lord Shiva is there to take care of everyone.
Okay.
Who will not surrender to Lord Vishnu?
Okay, and that Mundamala is also the same thing, na Prabhuji, like means one can die anytime, so that is why he wears that.
Yes.
Okay, okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks.
We need to understand the spirit. Sometimes details maybe appears to be very difficult, but spirit is that. Not necessarily that everyone should be in the crematorium, but we can have things, but we should not be attached to them. That is very difficult. But Lord Shiva is teaching us. There is a story also. After marriage, I think Sati, she told, we are living underneath the trees and all. What is this? You are happy to live in the smashan, but I can't live in smashan. We need to have a home. So Lord Shiva said, okay, no problem, we'll have a home. So Lord Shiva constructed a home and organized a housewarming ceremony. So many Brahmanas came, so many Rishis came for the ceremony. So Brahmanas come for a ceremony, hoping that there will be some donation. So after the program is over, when they are going back, that some donation should be given. So Lord Shiva giving. At the end, there is one Brahmana left. There is nothing with Lord Shiva to give. So Lord Shiva offered his own home to him. जो घर बनाया, जो घर का गृह प्रवेश कर रहे हैं, उसका सेरेमनी में वो घर को दान में दे दिया. Then Sati understood. No use. This person cannot understand the requirement of a household person. So she began to adjust. So that kind of person Lord Shiva is. So he not only teaches, he actually enacts how to be renounced in this material world.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, the story which you narrated, it is about Ravan, no? Ravan's father Vishrava. He was invited to do this Graha Pravesh.
No, Lord Shiva himself did it.
Okay, because I had heard the same story in connection with Ravana.
Uh-huh.
Ravana's father asked for the house in which Lord Shiva was staying, and then Lord Shiva gave it away.
Okay. You are telling that is Ravana's father.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know who was that, but some Brahmana, I heard like that. Some Brahmana came and he asked, he did not ask anything. What I heard is he wanted some charity. So whatever Shiva has, he has given. So that's what. Maybe. Yeah, thank you. Vishravan has taken that. Fine.
Yes.
He's a Brahmana anyway.
I had heard this story in the somewhere in a Bhagavatam class only long back.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Very
Someone who knew about it might have told it.
Very good.
But in any case, who has taken it doesn't matter. The giver, Lord Shiva's mentality, we are trying to understand. Okay, then Mother Parvati further will tell. We'll understand from these shlokas why she is angry, the reason behind her anger. The first point, she said that, see, he has become the master and we are shameless criminals and he has come to benefit us by punishing us. First reason. Second, Naveda dharmam kila padmayone.
Navedadharmam kila padmayoni.
Na brahmaputra bhrugunara dadya.
Na brahmaputra bhrugunara
Na vai kumara kapilo manuscha.
Na vai kumara kapilo manuscha.
Yeno nisedyanti ativartinam haram.
Yeno nishedhantyativartinam haram. Alas, Lord Brahma, who has taken his birth from the lotus flower, does not know the principles of religion, nor do the great saints like Bhrigu and Narada, nor the four Kumaras headed by Sanat Kumara. Manu and Kapila have also forgotten the religious principles. I suppose it to be because of this that they have not tried to stop Lord Shiva from behaving improperly.
So now we'll see who are all the assembled people. Lord Shiva is speaking to whom? Lord Brahma, Bhrigu, Narada, the four Kumaras, Manu, and Kapila. Who do not prevent Lord Shiva's translation? Do not know dharma? ये सब लोग असेंबली में था, उनको धर्म के बारे में पता नहीं क्या? They did not say anything. And you are suddenly coming and telling? What kind of audacity do you have? This is the second reason for Mother Parvati to become angry. And then she further says, Esha manudyeya padabja yugmam.
Esham anutyaya padabjayugmam.
Jagat gurum mangala mangalam swayam.
Jagat guru mangala mangalam swayam.
Yakshatra bandhu paribhuya surim.
Yakshatra bandhu paribhuya surim.
Prashasti dushtas tadayam hi dandyaha.
Prashasti drishtas tadayam hidandya. This Citraketu is the lowest of Kshatriyas, for he has impudently overridden Brahma and the other demigods by insulting Lord Shiva, upon whose lotus feet they always meditate. Lord Shiva is personified religion and the spiritual master of the entire world, and therefore Citraketu must be punished.
Yeah, here she is telling that Yakshatra bandhu. Kshetra bandhu means who is born in Kshatriya family but does not know the rules and regulations of Kshatriyas. Generally, Kshatriyas are never supposed to punish or judge the activities of the Brahmana community. Brahmanas are superior. Kshatriyas have control over only three categories. Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, not upon the Brahmanas. Prithumar also tells the same thing. So now Lord Shiva and all the assembled sages are like the Brahmanas and super to Brahmanas and Devatas and all. So उनको control करने के लिए अधिकार कौन दिया इसको? Even if you think you are a Kshatriya, your ruler, you don't have any control over the Brahmanical community. वो Brahmanas जो चाहे वो करने दो, उनका इच्छा. आप कौन है जज करने के लिए? So like that. This arrogant Citraketu, lowest of Kshatriyas, surpassing the Devatas, chastises the Guru of the universe. किसको chastise कर रहे हैं? Jagat Guru. What is the quality of the Jagat Guru? Mangala Mangalam Swayam. He is the auspiciousness of auspicious things in the entire universe. The most auspicious person among all auspicious persons, upon whose lotus feet the Devatas meditate. Esham Anudjeya Padabja Yugmam. So Citraketu has, who is a Kshatrabandhu, has come to punish the auspicious person among all auspicious persons, upon whose lotus feet everyone meditate. So what kind of ferocity does he has? He should be punished for his inappropriate activity. So before punishing, Mother Parvati is telling why he should be punished. Clear-cut analysis. He surpassed the Devatas, means that by his constant criticism, he considered the Devatas in the assembly to be ignorant. So he considering himself better than Brahma, better than four Kumaras, better than Narada, better than Manu, better than other assembled people who are all there. He chastises the Guru of the world. Then she pronounces the curse. Naham harhati vaikunta.
Now, somebody is reading there.
No.
Nayam arhati vaikuntha.
Padamulopasarpanam.
Padamulopasarpanam.
Sambhavita matistabdaha.
Sambhavita matistabdha.
Sadhubhi paryupasitam.
Sadhuvi paryupasitam. This person is puffed up because of his achievements, thinking I am the best. He does not deserve to approach the shelter of Lord Vishnu's lotus feet, which are worshipped by all saintly persons, for he is imprudent, thinking himself greatly important. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, we can't hear you.
Prabhuji is muted. He looks muted.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, you are muted.
1 minute.
मध्ये माहिती काय होतं लॅपटॉपचं कळत नाही याला कनेक्टच होत नाही वायफाय आता आता पण मी फोन नेटवर्कला लावले
चालू आहे.
मी ह्याच्यावर लावते पाहिजे तर तो चांग जरा ह्याच्यावर
पण ते करून त्याची गॅरंटी नाही असं ते चालेल म्हणून मला ते सगळं बघायचं आहे ना.
मग नंतर बोल राहू दे आता झालं काय बोलणं काय निघालं त्या खोक्यांमधून
ते आधीचा जो लिटर होता ना आपला इकडचा निघेला त्याचे बदलले ना आपण तिकडे
हा हा हा
सगळ्या जुन्या फिल्टर
ते फेकूनच द्यायचं
Okay, Hare Krishna, sorry, there is some interruption, unexpected interruption, sorry. So here, Mother Parvati is saying that this proud person thinking that he is a great devotee, better than the people who are sitting in the assembly, better than us, Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati. He is not qualified to approach the shelter of Lord Vishnu's lotus feet. Now, the next is very, very serious thing. This proud person thinking that he is a great devotee is not qualified to approach the shelter of Lord Vishnu's lotus feet, which are worshipped by all saintly persons. I'm very sorry, I'm not saying anybody, I'm telling to myself. Many times, this is a very, 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 very most happiest thing that we do among many things. What is that? Finding faults in others. When we will be finding fault in others, I am better than him, he is making all the mistakes. उनको कुछ अकल नहीं, हमेशा गलती करते रहते, कब सुधरते नहीं. As if I am a person of faultless character, faultless conduct. So this is unfortunately very big problem for us. So though apparently Bhagavatam is telling a story about some characters, we may think, oh, unka hua tha aisa. Mother Parvati thought Citraketu Maharaj is a proud person. That's why Mother Parvati cursed Citraketu Maharaj. But actually, it is a pastime from which we have to understand. If at all in our heart, if we have any iota of the same thing, proud, this proud person, that proud person is not Citraketu. All of us. Thinking is a great devotee. ये भी है. कोई भी बोलेगा तो हाँ मैं शुद्ध भक्त हूँ. His devotee है ना, वही है ना. He is a devotee. Lord Shiva is also a devotee. But devotee को criticize करके तो अपराध होगा ना. Otherwise no problem. If Lord Shiva is an ordinary person, if somebody criticizes him, then nothing happens to him. Because Lord Shiva is a great devotee. If you do anything with devotee, it becomes aparadha. If you do the same thing with other non-devotee, it becomes sin. Nayam Maharati Vaikunta. Such kind of person not qualified to enter into Vaikunta. He is not proud. We are proud. What I'm saying, don't see the literal meanings of the shlokas. If even verbally also, if we say Citraketu Maharaj is proud or Mother Parvati is mistaken, we are committing offense against them. This is the big, subtle point. I was stressing, what was the point Mother Parvati is saying? See, this person, the authority has come today from nowhere to punish shameless criminals like us. And here so many people are sitting, Brahma, Kumaras, Narada and Manu and Kuvera, all these people are sitting. And there are no authorities in this world. He is the newly appointed authority to punish all of us. And if we start say something like this, whether it may be for any other person next to us, many times to Indra, all our speakers very poetically say, Indra is like this, Indra is like that, this, that. Or to some extent now we may say Citraketu Maharaj, any person in the Bhagavatam, any personality for that matter. Nothing will happen to them. Everything happens to us only. So we have to be 101% careful not to, even though if they have done great mistake also, we don't have any right to say they have done mistake. This is the subtlest point. And to be, just for information, this is the essence of Mahabharata. The whole essence of Mahabharata is this one. It is very difficult to understand what Dharma is. Dharma is so sukshma. That is the final lesson which Yudhishthira Maharaj gives to Bhima. Dharma is very subtle. Read Mahabharata. When the 5 Pandavas and Draupadi were going ahead, Uttara, what was that Parva called as? Swargarohana Parva. First Draupadi fell down. From the normal point of view, Draupadi was the most chaste lady. She is one of the 5 chaste ladies. Why did Draupadi fell down? Bhima asks, why Draupadi fell down? What did Yudhishthira Maharaj say? आप इनको भी सुनाने दो, थोड़ा जोर से बोलिए. See, Prabhuji, it is not that you are teaching them. When you are giving answer, you should say hearing of others. Don't be so conservative. It's not about your. You only know. Everyone knows, but someone should answer. Anybody from online? What did Yudhishthira Maharaj say?
Hare Krishna,
Mother.
he said that because she was little favorable towards Arjuna, that is why he fell down first.
Yeah. Yudhishthira Maharaj says, even though 5 of us are her husbands, but she had more favoritism towards Arjuna. And Nakula and Sahadeva also fell one by one. Bhima asked, why did they fell? Yudhishthira Maharaj says something. For Nakula, he said that, Yudhishthira Maharaj said that Nakula thinks that he is the most beautiful person. He always glorifies his beauty. So, he is actually beautiful. It is not wrong. But even though one is beautiful, one should not glorify one's beauty. That is wrong. And for Sahadeva, I don't remember what he says. Something he says. No. For his knowledge. Maybe because of he is proud of his knowledge or ability to foresee what is going to happen in the future. Something like that is there. So for that, he says, that means one should have knowledge, but should not be proud of one's knowledge. And then Arjuna, what did he say? Same thing, huh? Carry forward. यहाँ पे प्रभु जी बोल रहे हैं proud of his archery. Is it? याद है क्या महाभारत पढ़ लिया? बहुत टाइम पहले. Anyone remember what did he say for Arjuna? I remember he makes promises out of short-sightedness. Sometimes. जल्दी बोलते हैं ना हमेशा महाभारत में देखते हैं. If I don't protect, I will enter into fire. Even for Mahabharata battle, he says that in one day, I can destroy the entire Kaurava army. I have the weapons. Arjuna says once, but he did not do it. So Yudhishthira says, so like that. So then for Bhima, Bhima also falling down. That time Bhima asked, my dear brother, why am I falling down? So Yudhishthira says that you eat a lot. Eating a lot is not a problem. But while eating a lot, you do not see who are left to eat. Without considering the need of others, you eat a lot. Matlab, you are thoda self-conscious. That is not supposed. So like that, 5 लोगों के बीच में छोटा छोटा, ये तो बड़ा गलती नहीं, but छोटा गलती है, but it's like a final lesson of Mahabharata. Even in relation to dharma, even there will be no excuse for small mistake also. That strictly one should follow dharma.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Prabhuji, sorry, I'm a very insignificant soul to understand all these intricacies, but like I was thinking when we are saying that Draupadi had more attraction for Arjuna, like in a way, if we see that Arjuna won her in her Swayamvara, and because of particular situations, the others became her husband. So means, and she also liked Arjuna in a Swayamvara like that. So if that little
See,
bit of attraction
till Swayamvara, that is fine. Arjuna won her. बट उसके बाद तुरंत अगला दिन हो गया ना, 5 लोगों से शादी करने के लिए उन्होंने निश्चय कर लिया, तो वो भी उनका निश्चय है.
उनका निश्चय मतलब it was like the circumstances or like that out of interest she said that because means attachment for somebody cannot be channelized like that कि सबके साथ equal प्रेम होना ही चाहिए. How can we
after accepting all 5 to be her husbands, she should be equal to everyone afterwards. आपने महाभारत पढ़ा नहीं ठीक से, महाभारत सीरियल देख के बोल रहे हैं आप.
नहीं
तो कुंती महारानी told all 5 of you share whatever arms you got, but afterwards there was a discussion about how can you say that she is a person, she is not an object to share. So then they also, in one sense, they also asked the opinion of Draupadi. Draupadi accepted. She did not deny. In the Mahabharata, there is no denial. She accepted happily. Because Draupadi is not one person.
Krishna had also intervened, na, that he told her that you should marry all the 5 like that.
When?
Means when the Kunti Maharani says that you divide among yourself, and that time she was hesitant.
From which you are talking about? B.R. Chopra Mahabharata, Star Plus Mahabharata, or what was the name person, the Maharashtra author? The name kya? With the famous author.
Prabhuji, I don't remember actually. It is not from any serial because I have not seen those serials. But
Lord Krishna comes there, but it did not even say one word about their combined marriage with Draupadi and all. Lord Krishna comes, he just brings Balramji there to make Balramji understand that these are the 5 Pandavas, they are still alive along with their mother. Actually, Lord Krishna told Balramji in the Swayamvar, see, that is Arjuna, these are the other Pandavas. Unko dekh liya. But Balramji was eager to see Kunti Maharani also. Because Kunti Maharani was their aunt only, na? They were, in all these days, they were thinking that Kunti Maharani also died. So just to show Balramji that Kunti Maharani is also alive, Krishna brings Balramji all the way here. And they offer obeisances and they exchange some affectionate words and they goes back. वो मैरिज विषय के बारे में भगवान श्री कृष्ण कुछ बोलते नहीं, कुछ सुनते नहीं. वो मैरिज, the talk is between Pandavas and Draupadi and Kunti only.
Okay, because I had heard in some lecture, Prabhuji, that
That is afterwards.
Krishna gives the evidence that in the past who had married many husbands like that.
Oh, that
And
was
then
Vyasdev tells. Vyasdev tells. Vyasdev tells all that to Drupad Maharaj. Even Drupad Maharaj also did not deny their marriage. Drupad Maharaj point one only. See, I am okay, my daughter marrying the 5 Pandavas. There must be some divine plan. But how the people of this world will receive this marriage? What will they speak about my daughter? He also did not object as a father, but he wanted to know how the society will consider this marriage. How will they blame my daughter? Then Vyasdev talks about her previous life. And that news must have spread across here and there. And in that marriage, everyone was there. Because everyone was there in the sense the Vyasa and all the great sages were there. That is, when the great sages accept something apparently to be contrary, you don't have any right to question that. Who are we to question? Abhi Vyasdev accept kar rahe, Vasishta, Angira, Pulaha, all the great sages are there. When they are accepting Lord Krishna is there. Who are we to question is it right or wrong?
okay.
This is the only perception of Mahabharata.
Prabhuji, and one more thing, like means
हाँ.
because I don't know the details, like
वो उनका
when
पति को इधर माता जी पूछ रहे हैं how can we understand Draupadi accepting 5 husbands? But who is Draupadi? If you don't know who is Draupadi, you can't ask this question. Forget about it. Who is Draupadi? Not that is also not complete. Draupadi externally she is one body, but internally there are 4 souls who are there. 4 nahi, 6 souls are there inside the Parvati's body. 6 atmas are there. हाँ. व्यासदेव से लिखित हुआ महाभारत में है, बी आर चोपड़ा का महाभारत नहीं, स्टार प्लस का असली नहीं. और ये क्या उसका इनका नाम क्या है, महाराष्ट्र का आदर का नाम क्या है? हाँ, उनका महाभारत में नहीं, उनका कर्णा का बुक में नहीं. देवदत्त पटनायक, वॉट एवर. दिस इज व्यास महाभारत. व्यास महाभारत में है 6 कौन कौन है? फर्स्ट यमराजा's वाइफ, सेकंड वायुदेव's वाइफ. Yamaraja's wife name is Shamala, Vayudev's wife is Bharati, Indra's wife Sachidevi, and I think both Ashwini Devatas have only one wife. Or one wife or 2 wives. All the 2 wives names I don't know. And then most importantly, there is 6th person in her. Anyone can guess who is the 6th person? Yes, Prabhu, Mahabharat, a scholar. बहुत बढ़िया बोल रहे थे. Parvati Devi herself is there in that, in her, in Draupadi. Lord Shiva appeared as Shikandi, not Shikandi. इसका नाम क्या है? Ashwatthama. And he was supposed to live his entire life without wife. And Lord Shiva's wife entered into Draupadi. What was the service of Lord Shiva? Destruction. So इसलिए Ashwatthama appeared to destroy during the war and after the war also. And जैसे पति वैसे पत्नी also. Durga Devi also appeared to destroy. The war happened because of whom? Who was the reason for the war is the Parvati Devi in Draupadi. Because she is the husband of the destroyer, she also has to contribute something for the destruction. Shiva, Lord Shiva.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Who are the 4th and 5th wives?
Names I don't know. The 2 Ashwini Kumaras are there, na Nashka Dishtu. Unka दोनों पत्नी.
Okay.
Nakula and Sahadeva were originally Ashwini Kumaras, na? So unka patniya entered into Draupadi.
And who else? And
Yamaraja's wife, Vayu's wife, Indra's wife, 2 Ashwini Kumara's wives, and Mother Parvati.
Okay. Yes.
ये 5 लोग इनका शरीर में है, उनका सामने अपना 5 पति है, अपना पति के साथ विवाह हो रहे हैं, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? अपना पति है आपका सामने, तो उनका एक्सेप्ट करने में प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, like why the Mother Parvati had entered Draupadi? Because
Yes, Mataji.
if Ashwatthama, can you hear me? Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji,
Yes,
like
yes, we can hear you, Mataji.
if we are saying, Prabhuji, that Ashwatthama is Shiva's incarnation, he who had come to destroy, then why his wife had entered Draupadi? Like, because means she's here in externally, at least seeing she's the wife of 5 Pandavas, right? So why the Parvati has entered in her, like, means it's
Because
become,
Ashwatthama is not supposed to get married.
but still means she had married to somebody 5 Pandavas. It is a little odd situation, no, Prabhuji?
See, I did not do the full. She entered in her body, but she never associated with any of the 5 Pandavas. She is also there in the sense when there was a need for her to play a role, she was there. She is there, but she did not take part during their household activities. She made her presence during the gambling match. She made her presence during the war.
Okay, like that.
Other times, when Draupadi was with one of the 5 Pandavas, that time only the wife was there in Draupadi. Not the
Okay,
other
that
five people are absent. The other 5 are absent. Only that time one lady was there.
okay, that particular
Ah,
demigod's wife.
yes,
Oh,
yes, like that. Though she is the common 6 people, but 6 people will be present in turns, not always.
and Prabhuji, sorry, but like that particular person's wife's soul will be in Draupadi that time. So
Ah,
that means they are the expansion, that soul is the expansion of that original personality, because that original personality will also be there in the Swarga or wherever they are. Na?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And Prabhuji, one last thing, like when we were saying, na, means you know the details of Mahabharata so much, na, that is I'm asking, like when Draupadi fell first and then the Nakula and Sahadeva, so what is the time gap between that, Prabhuji? Like, means after how much time Nakula and Sahadeva left their bodies after Draupadi left? Why am
तुरंत
I?
चलते चलते गिर गए ना. Not so much time. Everything happened within a day only.
Oh, okay. Then why I asked this question, because then how far it is significant to discuss, Prabhuji, that who fell first because of this little fault in them, like that. Because anyways,
First
थोड़े
first
घंटे
Draupadi
का ही
fell.
फर्क है ना.
No, first Draupadi fell. उसके बाद Sadeva, then Nakula, then Arjuna, then Bhima.
That is understood, Prabhuji. But after Draupadi, if after few hours, Nakula and Sahadeva fell. After few hours, Arjuna fell, Bhima fell. Few hours later, in one day,
Okay.
everything happened. So extension of life of few hours, because this fault was there. That is why she fell down one day earlier. So how it matters, Prabhuji? Like, means, at least I didn't understand this. That how insignificant it is. एक दिन का life उसको कम मिला because of that
See,
fault.
you people are still, I don't know why you people are after details. They fell down, even they're falling down or they're leaving their bodies also has some lesson to learn. The principle of dharma, how sukshma it is, that is being told there. It's okay whether they, even if there is a gap of 10 days or 10 years also, it does not matter for us. For us, the principle of dharma we are trying to understand, that is important than when they fell.
Okay, bro. Yeah. The focus
See, the
is on.
reason is the 5 of them are going together, and Yudhishthira Maharaj went in the self-same body to heaven. And further also, why the other 4 Pandavas did not go to heaven and further in the self-same body? Why did they leave their body? And why did the Atmas only went to Swarga? So that is the point. It is only Dharmaraj which did not uh, failed in his entire life. He did not say, Even he did not thought about doing any adharmic activity in the entire life. That's why he went in the self-same body to Swarga and further in the same way. That means one should be that much vigilant, that much careful, and that much patient for everything. What one does.
Okay, understood.
And other hand, even the apparently we may see in the serious Bhima is always angry, Draupadi is also sometimes angry, and Arjuna like this, all this we may see. But even they also, Yudhishthira Maharaj only told about this one small thing. Iske alawa, everything else, their life, they followed dharma perfectly. See that? अभी एक तो छोटा fault है from one point. Otherwise, the rest of life they followed dharma means how much great personality they are. But from a dharma's absolute point of view, even a small trace of little bit iota of adharma, it will not tolerate. This is the lesson of Mahabharata.
That we should be perfect in following.
महाभारत से और कहां से कौन लाया? You mean to say dharma is not bhakti? This is bhakti only, प्रभु. कलयुग के लिए लिखा महाभारत. जहां पे पॉसिबल नहीं वहां पे करके दिखाना. बट युधिष्ठिर महाराज जब था कलयुग से थोड़ा कम है क्या? वो तो और ज्यादा था. अभी हमारा एटलीस्ट एट करंट डे कलयुग Kali personified is not personally there. But that time Kali personified is personally there. Duryodhan Kali personified is himself only. Kali के सामने उनको सब कुछ सहन करना पड़ा. जो torture, जो difficulties Pandavas went, we can't go through. What they went through, it is like whole Kali put together and given to one go. So it is like that. Not whatever years, the initial days, whatever trouble they went through, पूरा कलयुग में अभी आप 100 जन्म में भी उतना नहीं हो सकते हमारे लिए. हम उतना नहीं कर सकते. They still never gave up dharma. That is what they are trying to establish. Mahabharata is all about that. Kali Yuga means all these kind of difficulties will come in the future. तो जो कली पर्सन हमारे सामने है वो आपके पीछे है. तो उनकी वजह से हमारा जीवन में उसी प्रकार का अलग अलग डिफिकल्टीज आ सकते हैं. फिर भी we need to be like Pandavas. Even among the 5 Pandavas, Yudhishthira Maharaj. Tabhi, there is a possibility of going to Swarga. Then what is because going to Vaikuntha? If Swarga जाने के लिए भी इतना केयरफुल रहना है तो वैकुंठ जाने के लिए कितना केयरफुल रहना चाहिए? Apply your mathematical formula.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
That is the ones. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, why did the Pandavas go to Swarga? I mean, they are the eternal associates of the Lord.
See, Mataji, that was the purpose of Mahabharata. महाभारत का पर्पस कम से कम उतना तक सिखाने के लिए. महाभारत also tells वो लोग वहां से आगे चले गया. See, when we are talking to the people in school days, we cannot talk about higher mathematics. तो स्कूल के हिसाब से बोलना पड़ता है. तो स्कूल स्टूडेंट्स के लिए स्वर्ग काफी है. तो स्कूल स्टूडेंट्स के लिए हम क्या बोलेंगे? You have to score good marks in the 10th class. You cannot say you have to get first rank in JEE.
Yes, I got
that. That is too much for the school student.
Yes.
So it's like that. The school student के लिए you have to pass your class very nicely with a distinction and you have to score very nicely in the 10th class. That is their immediate target. School में.
Yes, thank you.
So आजकल situations are different, but at our time we don't know beyond 10th class. He did. It is Bhagavad Katha, Karka Katha. Lord Krishna, before telling Yudhishthira Maharaj, he told Bhima, you go and kill the elephant and come back. So he came and told Yudhishthira Maharaj, my dear brother, I told the Hathi, whose name is Ashwatthama. Then he told Yudhishthira Maharaj, tell the same thing to Dronacharya. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was telling everything clearly. Ashwatthama ataha narova kunjarova. So because first time when Krishna told you, tell that his son Ashwatthama died. Because everyone knows Ashwatthama cannot be killed because Ashwatthama had a Vardhan that is Chiranjeevi. Father also knows, everyone knows. So Yudhishthira says, now how can we say that Ashwatthama is Chiranjeevi? So don't worry. I'll get you for you, I'll get the horse killed. So Bhima usko maar ke aa gaya. So Yage told loudly. When he was telling, Krishna and Arjuna were hearing, Yudhishthira is hearing, and Drona also hearing. I killed Ashwatthama, I killed Ashwatthama. But Drona does not know full story. Krishna told him to kill the Ashwatthama Hathi. He was telling, I killed Ashwatthama. And Drona tells, Yudhishthira, what he is saying is true. Did he kill my son Ashwatthama? So Yudhishthira Maharaj was silent for some time. So Krishna told, yes, tell, yes, karke. So he told, how can I say yes? So that is not right. So then, okay, what are you the right to tell? So Yudhishthira Maharaj said, Ashwatthama ataha narova kunjarova. He told that Ashwatthama is killed. But whether it is Nara or Kunjara, I don't know. So when he was telling Narova Kunjarova with the same voice, Lord Krishna told Arjuna, do the needful. Arjuna blew the conch shell. So when he blew the conch shell, Arjuna as well as Krishna, both of them blew the conch shell. They always blew together. So Drona could not hear that sound, Narova Kunjarova. Our Kathakar said that, he said Ashwatthama ataha. He said slightly करके बोलते हैं, बाद में रथ नीचे गिरा ऊपर गिरा वो सब बोलते हैं, बट महाभारत में उसका ऐसा है नहीं. Okay.
Also the meaning of God doesn't know. He's now that you mention
Kunjara is elephant. Kunjara means.
Otherwise, general. This is like I don't know.
Not like that. Ashwatthama died. It can be your son Ashwatthama, or it can be the elephant Ashwatthama. Naro va kunjarova. Matlab, he is not telling clearly. He did not say lie. He did not. He said truth also. Usme lie is not there. So like that. Who? Did he go to Naraka? उसके बाद क्या बोला महाभारत में? That is to test Dharmaraj. He did not go. It is to test Dharmaraj. अभी तक जो चल रहे हैं वो भी टेस्ट करने के लिए उनको अलग अलग टेस्ट है. एक यमराज भी आते हैं in the form of a dog, and then he was taken to heaven only. In the heaven there is illusion created as if he was in Naraka. There are again two tests are there. One test, first of all, he goes there and he hears the sounds of the five Pandavas. And the voices say that we are in the hell. Please deliver us from the hell. So then he says, how come my brothers are in the hell? So the accompaniment person says, yeah, yes, they made some mistake and they are in hell. But anyway, you are not made any mistake, let us go. And they are telling, please don't leave us, please take us, deliver us. Then the accompaniment person said, don't worry, we'll deliver them afterwards, but let us go ahead. Then when he was taken ahead, he sees heaven. In the heaven, Duryodhana is there. Duryodhana and all the Kaura party, everyone is there. To test. When your own friends are in hellish condition, what is your response? When your so-called enemies are in the heaven, what is your response? Are you really beyond dualities? भगवद गीता में भगवान श्री कृष्ण बोलते हैं ना, ये सब टेस्ट है. First of all, he was not disturbed by five Pandavas being in the hell, and the next, he was not even disturbed by the Kauravas in the heaven also. He asked, how come these people are in the heaven? They said, yeah, they were killed in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Dharma Yuddha. So they were in heaven. Okay, thank you. But there is a doubt, clarification needed. Clarification came. He was accepted. He did not analyze further. Oh, ऐसे कैसे एक जीवन भर पाप किया, एक युद्ध में मारा गया, स्वर्ग आ गया। दैट इज द रूल ऑफ धर्म, व्हाट कैन बी डन। है ना, जीवन भर धर्म किया बट कुछ तो छोटा गलती हो गया नरक लेके गया। हाँ हो गया होगा, गलती हो गया होगा, क्या बोलते भाई, गलती हो गया तो स्वीकार करना पड़ेगा फल को। जस्ट बिकॉज दे आर माय ब्रदर्स आई कैन नॉट से उनको छोड़ दो, दैट इज फेवरेटिज्म। धर्म मतलब मेरा और परा जो भी है, धर्म को जो भी है, जो मिलना वो मिलेगा, उसको एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा। तो जनरली वी डू दैट, इफ माय पर्सन डज मिस्टेक इट इज नॉट ए मिस्टेक। मेरा सन मिस्टेक करेगा तो मिस्टेक नहीं होगा, वो मेरा सन है ना। और बाकी घर वाले छोटा मिस्टेक भी करें, इतना दिखता है, बड़ा दिखता है ना, में लाइक दैट। धर्मवान should not see like that. For dharmavan, dharma is important than who is doing or who is not following dharma. These are the lessons of Mahabharata, the final lessons of Mahabharata. Ultimately, why Pandavas went to Swarga, the less simple important thing is that for Mahabharata, the audience are different. The audience of Mahabharata are about the people in the mode of goodness and mode of ignorance, passion, and goodness. Those who want to lead a dharmic life in this world. For them, Shiksha comes from Mahabharata. For them, the ultimate destination is Swarga. इस स्वर्ग जाने के लिए भी इतना धर्म को निष्ठावान से पालन करने हैं, तो वैकुंठ जाने के लिए और कितना। सो व्हाट, मतलब क्या, सो व्हाट, सो व्हाट। उसके पहले और एक लाइन भूल गया, वापस बोलो बस। हाँ हाँ, प्रभु जी इट्स ओके, डोंट स्ट्रेस सो मच। उसके बाद में लाइन बोलो, उसके बाद लाइन बोलो। हाँ, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, नॉट दिस। दुराचार होता है गलती से, बट उसके बाद उनका निष्ठा क्या है, कहाँ पे। हाँ, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, उसके ऊपर फोकस करो। हरे कृष्णा। भक्ति मतलब धर्म छोड़ने का नहीं, भक्ति मतलब धर्म के साथ भक्ति ऐड करने का। देन व्हाट, धर्म का रिजल्ट आएगा, भोगना पड़ेगा। हाँ, कृष्णा कैन फॉरगिव, इट डजंट मीन दैट ही विल फॉरगिव एवरीवन। ही विल नॉट फॉरगिव एवरीवन। जानबूझ के गलती करेगा तो क्या करेंगे, और क्या, जानबूझ के ना, जानने का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हमारा है। बचपन से गुरुकुल जाके सब कुछ पढ़ाई करके सीखना चाहिए। किधर भी है उधर जाओ, गुरुकुल आपके पास, डिसेबल के पास गुरु नहीं आएगा, गुरु के पास डिसेबल जाते हैं। दैट इज सिस्टम। आप कहाँ कहाँ देखा, आप किधर किधर किस गुरुकुल के बारे में देखा। You have to know whether you know or your father knows, whatever it is, you have to know. Then आप have a secure future ना, why you want to practice bhakti, lead a secure life, who is stopping you? See, don't ask me that question, you decide what do you want in your life। आपको चाहिए तो उसके लिए ढूंढना पड़ता है। No, not general discussion, I am saying same thing कि महाराज का बुक है ना, journey home, so that should be the life of a seeker, in the sense, yes, if we want to know something, we have to go where it is there. Things will not come to us. For people in general in this world, for them the worldly life is important। वो worldly life के लिए जो चाहिए उसके लिए ढूंढ के जा रहे हैं ना। अभी हम छोड़ दो, तो पेरेंट्स है, घर के बाजू में एक स्कूल है, स्कूल में ज्वाइन करते हैं क्या बच्चों को, कितना इंक्वायरी करते हैं, कौन सा स्कूल अच्छा है, कहाँ फीस है, कितना फीस है, क्या है, कितना टीचर्स है, कितना एक्स्ट्रा और क्लास लेंगे और ये करेंगे वो करेंगे, कितना 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 सोचते रहते हैं। अभी देखो फर्स्ट क्लास एक स्कूल में होता है, देन कुछ लोग बोलेंगे स्कूल अच्छा नहीं, वो स्कूल अच्छा है, इधर से उधर शिफ्ट करेंगे। कुछ बोलेंगे वो स्कूल नहीं, वो स्कूल अच्छा है, उधर से उधर शिफ्ट करेंगे। इधर से उधर कितना शिफ्ट हो, 10 बजे 10वीं क्लास तक कितना स्कूल चेंज होता है। हमारा टाइम में एक गवर्नमेंट स्कूल जो बाजू में घर के बाजू में था, वही स्कूल, शिफ्ट करने का सवाल ही नहीं। Unless the school can't teach, the school is only up to 7, after 7 you have to go to next school। अदरवाइज 7 के पहले शिफ्ट करने का बात है ही नहीं. आजकल एवरी अदर ईयर दे शिफ्ट स्कूल. हम उनको स्टैंडर्ड चाहिए, पब्लिक का क्या बोलते हैं, रेटिंग चाहिए. Your priorities have changed. What was that verse? Samit Pani Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. Tat Vijnanartam Sagurum Eva Abhigachet. Tat Vijnanartam. If you want to know about Tat, the Supreme Absolute Truth, Sa Gurum Eva Abhigachet. Approach a Guru. How? Samit Pani. With firewood in the hand. Because as soon as you approach a Guru, fall flat and accept the Guru as your life and soul and request the Guru to initiate you in the studies. Unless until Guru initiates, okay, your studies will not start. So initiate करने के लिए यज्ञ होना चाहिए, यज्ञ के लिए लकड़ी चाहिए, लकड़ी को लेके जाओ ताकि यज्ञ करने में भी विलंब ना हो. With that eagerness, one should go to Guru. अभी situation अलग. So and all that. But whatever it is, I am not talking about anybody else. I am talking about myself only. This proud person thinking he is a great devotee is not qualified to approach the shelter of Lord Vishnu's lotus feet, which are worshipped by all saintly persons. And many times we told also, wherever Lord Vishnu's holy place is there, adjacent to that, we have Lord Shiva's temple. Wherever Lord Shiva is there, उनका धर्म पत्नी भी रहेगा. ऐसा नहीं Lord Shiva अकेला रहेगा. Mother Parvati is there. If we want to enter into that holy place, we need to take the permission of both wife and husband, Lord Shiva as well as Mother Parvati. उनका permission के बिना we cannot enter into holy Dham only. Then what is speak of the holy Vaikuntha? So they are our screening करने वाला. सही है क्या नहीं? Much more than that. Not only external security check, internal also. So this section, it is not to show us that whether the mistake is with Mother Parvati or mistake is with Citraketu Maharaj. These mistakes are filled within our heart in crores of numbers. But इतना easy नहीं. हम सुने, पढ़े, बताया, बोला, फिर भी सीखे नहीं. मेरे बारे में बोल रहा हूँ. हमेशा I told this is the most important activity or the most happiest activity we want to do always. उनका गलती निकाला, उनका गलती निकाला, उनका गलती निकाला, उनके बारे में 10 लोगों को बोलना. पता है क्या आपको आज कि ऐसा किया, वो ऐसा किया, ऐसा किया, वो ऐसा किया. ये इतना बड़ा आदमी, इनको इतना भी जानते नहीं क्या? अभी just now I got a phone call. My guide called me and he was telling me some correction in the paper. कौन है तो? मेरे बारे में बोल रहा हूँ ना. So he told me to correct it and I am giving explanation why I wrote that. Simple thing is that he told me to correct it. I should say that yes sir, I'll do it. I am not saying that. I am trying to justify what I did is right. So indirectly. It's okay. It may be right according to me, but the outside world does not want it like that. Outside want the same thing in a different format. I am holding on to my way. But if it has to go into outside world, we need to follow the rules of the outside world. Here, what I am holding on to? Mine. उसको छोड़ना पड़ेगा. What realizing? Realizing matlab, see, realization matlab you will not do it again. Will I stop doing all these things again? वो तो हर दिन होता है. वो तो नितलीला. इतना easy नहीं, इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ ना. See, actually we did not get the meaning of that verse. The meaning of that verse is not about doing a mistake. We discussed in Bhakti also. A devotee may make a mistake. because the devotee will continue to practice bhakti. But we have no authority to talk about that mistake. Oh, between him and Lord Krishna, who are we to talk about? If we find fault that this devotee made a mistake, we are gone to other patala. Even though a devotee may do the greatest of mistakes, but if you want to continue as a devotee, never ever see that mistake and point out that mistake. You stay safe. वो उनका भगवान के बीच में वो चलता रहेगा, वो मिस्टेक करेंगे और फिर वापस रिपेंट करेंगे, भक्ति करेंगे, भगवान को बचा लेंगे, चले जाके जाएंगे. If we point out, just now I told na, we sit in the Vyasas and we say Indra is like this, Indra is like that, this is like this, that like that. As if I am so great, I will spoil my own future. भगवान श्री कृष्ण उनके बारे में नहीं बोल रहे. भगवान श्री कृष्ण वो आपको दुराचार को देखने वालों को बोल रहे. वो करेंगे, करने दो, आप देखो मत, देखने के बाद भी बोलो मत, बोलने के बाद सोचो मत, सोचने के बाद भी बोलो मत, चुपचाप रहो. बोलेगा तो आपका बर्बाद हो जाएगा. That is the meaning of that verse. Because वो डिवोटी होने के कारण भगवान उनको बचा लेंगे तुरंत. इवन नहीं बचा पाएगा तो वो उनका धर्म है, उनका कर्म है, उनका फल है. आप कौन है बीच में जस्टिस करने के लिए? आप उसको देखेगा, सोचेगा, कुछ बोलेंगे, आप गिर जाएंगे तुरंत. वो नहीं गिरेगा, आप गिर जाएंगे. आप नहीं, हम गिर जाएंगे. That is what Lord Krishna says in that. And this verse is also from Mahabharata. This is also from Mahabharata, na? This is the principle of dharma. This shloka is also from Mahabharata, na? Bhagavad Gita is also from Mahabharata. So this is the lesson of Mahabharata. So ध्यान से पढ़ना चाहिए महाभारत.
If the person is killing you, is pinching you somewhere, even if that person is a devotee,
That is a different thing.
how do you react?
So see, if the person is intentionally causing us some trouble, but here the thing is that he himself is doing some mistake at a far distance, and you get to know and you be safe. When somebody is doing harm to us, and do the needful, respond accordingly. So at one time also we discussed that response also depends upon adhikar. If we need to inform to the higher authorities who can do something about it, we need to do it. Or if we have the authority to do something ourselves, we can do it. Or if we can't inform higher authority, we can't do anything. Stay away from that place. Stay safe. Instead of instantly revolting, first consider what is the most appropriate thing to try to do all those things. The last thing is kind of revolting. And if at all we are a devotee, if something is happening to us, we need to follow first canto. What was told in the first canto? Yes, Prabhu. First canto में क्या बोला? Parikshit Maharaj कुछ बोलते हैं धर्म के बारे में. There also dharma, discussion with dharma personified. Yes, who is the cause of your misery? It tells so many reasons. At the end, Prahlad Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj says something. What was that? So many faults are happening, maybe with us, in front of us. Whoever identifies that fault is subjected to the same punishment. That is the principle of dharma. Apparently appears to be too much. But what can be done? That is the rule of dharma. That means that my little understanding is that, I'm sorry to say this, but you try to understand the principle. It may not be practical for us. Even if somebody is harming us, if we say that that person is harming me, whatever, if he really harmed us, whatever punishment he gets for harming us, and for saying that he is harming me, we will also get same punishment. The reason is, why did he harm us? What was the reason? Ultimate reason. Not the will of the providence, not that accident.
Our own karma.
Our own karma. It is our karma is coming back in the form of that the harm being harmed by others. So why are you finding fault with the instrument? We have to find fault with our own karma. Instead of finding fault with our own karma, we are finding fault with the instrument of our karma. So we are making mistake. We get the same result. So this is the principle of dharma. Again, Mahabharata. ध्यान से पढ़ना पड़ेगा. इस धर्म के लिए उतना डिफिकल्ट है तो भक्ति के लिए और कितना डिफिकल्ट होगा.
Prabhuji, you have read same Mahabharata which you have given us the two names, na author's name. That same Mahabharata you read.
And no. I was reading MN that Mahabharata for some academic purpose. Prabhuji wanted, Chaitanya Prabhu wanted something, so for that I read. But otherwise, of course, all these points is not just because of Mahabharata only, because whatever I have heard from Govind Prabhu's lectures, mostly from Govind Prabhu's lectures only. Also, I have read the commentary written by Sripad Madhvacharya for Mahabharata. From that,
Okay.
Sripad Madhvacharya wrote a commentary on Mahabharata, and that Mahabharata commentary I read. So, here people are looking at me, why you read Mahabharata? You are not supposed to read.
I actually, generally, I have heard the great devotees or leaders in the ISKCON saying like, first read, complete the regular books, na Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya.
But in any case, in order to understand and appreciate Srimad Bhagavatam, we should have read Mahabharata. More than that, we should have heard Mahabharata. More than the reading, hearing is important. Hearing from bona fide authorities is important. अपना आप read करेगा तो उतना ज़्यादा होता ही नहीं. So Mataji was stating same thing. We were told that we have to read Prabhupada's books first, later on only other books.
Because in ISKCON, Prabhuji, there are no out and out lectures on Mahabharata as such. No, whatever comes in context with Bhagavatam, that only will be revealed by any speaker.
Yeah, actually, see, Mataji, it's okay. See, don't be what you can say bad about it. So since I am a brahmachari and we were supposed to know all these things and we keep studying and keep learning, keep hearing all these things are there. But few things, the Bhagavatam talks about the essential principles. The background stories and all, we get it from Mahabharata and Ramayana. So if not everything in detail, but at least a basic overview of Mahabharata and Ramayana should be known to us just because we are born in India. Not because we have become devotees.
Right.
Even if somebody is not become a devotee, just because we have been born in India, we should know Mahabharata Ramayana. That is a prerequisite before calling oneself as Indian. Then what to speak of calling ourselves become devotees? Long way to go.
Prabhuji, you're the only person from whom we have heard so much of background while speaking Bhagavatam.
I'm just repeating whatever I have heard from Govind Prabhu and some devotees.
But then we got
Mostly
so much
Govind
of
Prabhu.
background, so much of understanding and depth we get when we read. Right.
And I mean, somehow, since childhood, I had so much fascination for Mahabharata. In Telugu, about 4 or 5 versions of Mahabharata I read. 4 or 5 versions. Like we have Krishna Dharma Prabhu book is English. In our bookstore also, we have Krishna Dharma Prabhu one Mahabharata is there. And Purna Prajna Prabhu one Mahabharata is there. Like that in Telugu, there are different people gave Mahabharata in the story form. Not every verse and every philosophical dialogue. Full story. The storyline. I used to read even in my school days also, 7th class, 8th class, 9th class, उस समय मैं पढ़ रहा था. अलग-अलग Mahabharatas, different versions. Different people have written different, same story, but multiple times again and again. And I also used to watch Mahabharata movies, Mahabharata serial, like a lot of fascination for Mahabharata. So in that way, somehow. You people are all study oriented. 1 lakh verses.
That is one.
Yes, व्यासा लिखित महाभारत 1 लाख, मतलब 1 लाख मतलब मोर और लेस थोड़ा आगे पीछे हो सकता है, बट मोर और लेस नॉट दैट. Okay, let us go ahead with the Bhagavatam. महाभारत तो हमेशा चलता रहता है. So last verse. In the previously what Mother Parvati said, this proud person thinking he is the great devotee is not qualified to approach the shelter of Lord Vishnu's lotus feet, which are worshipped by all saintly persons. Then last verse spoken by Mother Parvati. Atapapiyashim yonim
अतापापीयसीं योनिम्
asurim yaidarumate
आसुरीं याहि दुर्मते
yateha bhuyo mahatam
यथेह भूयो महतां
nakarta putra kilbisham.
न कर्ता पुत्र किल्बिषम्. O impudent one, my dear son, now take birth in a low, sinful family of demons, so that you will not commit such an offense again towards exalted, saintly persons in this world.
O envious fool, dear son, take birth immediately in a sinful family of demons, so that you will not commit such an offense again towards an exalted person in this world. She says, Putra, ए बेटा ऐसा मत करो, आपने जो किया उसके लिए छोटा सा पनिशमेंट देता हूं, स्वीकार कर लो. What is the punishment? Take birth in Asura's family. After cursing Citraketu Maharaj, Mother Parvati thought, I have cursed an innocent devotee. Thus, repentant, she says, O son. Then she says, my dear son, don't worry. Just as a mother beats a misbehaving son with her own hand and has natural affection for the son, I punish you. That is the meaning. Mother Parvati says, a loving mother, when the son makes a mistake, she beats him. And then she says, Beta, aisa mat karo. It's like that. Such act as a mother should. She says, this is the act of mother. This is how the mother expresses her affection towards the son. The mother's chastisement is not out of anger, frustration, or envy. It is out of love for the child. So, aisa mat karo. This is not good for you. Okay? Do not do this again. When a child misbehaves in someone else's house, she punishes the child and says, oh, uncontrollable child, do not do this again. This is how mother responds. Ajkal, we don't know how the parents respond, but this is what used to happen at our times. Kitna hota tha. However, her curse did not affect King Citraketu. Rather, being born as Vritrasura increased his prema, since the devotee at the level of prema do not consider any difference between obtaining a body of a devotee or a demon. Now, the point is, last time we discussed, what was the mistake of Citraketu Maharaj? Lord Sankarsana told, I make you king of Vidyadharas, stay for some time because you had some desire to be a bona fide king, fulfill that and come to my abode. But वो गया नहीं, कितना समय बीत गया? 1 lakh वर्ष, 1 lakh years. So what Mother Parvati is saying, this proud person thinking that is a great devotee. He has become the king of Vidyadharas, but he is doing bhakti only. He is glorifying the Supreme Lord. But in one sense, so now I am a great devotee. I am not great. I am a devotee. I am doing my bhakti. Says that he is not qualified to approach the shelter of Lord Vishnu. जब मदर पार्वती वो बोला, उनको पूरा याद आ गया. भगवान ने मुझे आने के लिए बोला, मैं गया नहीं अभी तक. मैं इधर आराम से टाइम पास कर रहा हूँ. Mother Parvati is telling I am not qualified. Really? Such में? That means I don't have any eagerness. That's why I am not going. So what should I have to go to Vaikuntha? Eagerness. Eagerness के बिना कैसे होगा? So now onwards he will only show eagerness. My dear Indra, please kill me. I want to go to Vaikuntha. My dear Lord Vishnu, please take me to Vaikuntha. I don't want to stay anymore here. सबको वही प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं, प्रार्थना के भी वही बोलेंगे. So my dear mother, thank you very much. I don't mind whatever curse you have given. At least you opened my eyes. Thank you very much. तो इनका eagerness जाग गया. It does not matter whether he is in the body of Kinga Vidyadhara, is body in the Asura. उनका eagerness जाग गया. शरीर का outer external covering only. बस he is in bliss in one sense.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Twashta was considered as one of the demigod, no?
Twashta is demigod only. But in order to kill Indra, a demigod cannot kill. So Indra can be killed only by Asura. Like Lord Shiva also, to destroy the yajna of Daksha, whom he created?
Veerbhadra.
Veerbhadra is considered to be one of the Yaksha Rakshasa community person. He is not considered as Devata person. वे कुछ डिस्ट्रक्शन होना है तो वही कैटेगरी का पर्सन चाहिए. So in that way, even though Twashta is not a Asura, but Asura wanted to bring forth a person who is an Asura. You cannot call someone a Asura if he does not belong to Asura community. His activities, his behavior, his association should be like that. So in that way, Mother Parvati says that, immediately you should be born in the sinful family of demons. In the sense, though he was born because of Twashta, still he will be considered as a person belonging to Asuric family because his qualities, his demeanor, his attire, his activities are like that of Asura. And उनका पीछे कौन था? असुरा से कड़े. मतलब जो कड़े वो आपका फैमिली बन गया. तो इसलिए.
Means it is not to be taken by birth, but by activities and your associates, one's associates, that will make you.
Yes. That's what Bhima also says in Mahabharata. Though Karna was born to Kunti Maharani, but Karna is not supposed to be considered the son of Kunti because he was raised by a Suta. He was given all the samskaras by that Suta person to become a Suta. And he was trained in the Suta community's activities, family occupation. But out of his own personal interest, he wanted to learn archery and all these things. So that's why Bhima says, see, you are born and brought up, not born, you have been brought up as a Suta. So it is better for you to go and help your father in Suta activities. So it is not good for you to do the activities of Kshatriyas. Better go back and help your father. That's what Bhima says. It is not a fitting activity for Suta.
That birth is no criteria, it is said, no? So that is the example.
Birth is also criteria, but everyone does not know the birth. What we know is all where we are, what are surroundings in which we are born and brought up at least. Of course, majority we know birth also, but some cases like Karnal, we don't know the birth. No one knows his birth. What happened? Everyone thought that he is the son of Adhiratha. Adhiratha also never told, always he did not keep telling that, oh, no, I got this person in the river, is not my son. That is never told. Who will tell? It is not a cultural activity.
In the Varnashram system, I was saying that birth should not be considered as a criteria to belong to a particular Varna.
See, birth is not considered a criteria to say is like that. See, even if a boy is born in the Brahmanical quality, just by being born, you cannot say Brahmana. He was given training to become Brahmana, obviously. Because of training, one shows his abilities to be a Brahmana. Study of the Vedas, able to remember the Vedas, able to pronounce, speak, and able to perform all the yajna and other Vedic rituals and all. Then they will demonstrate, okay, now I can do all the Brahmanical activities, I can be called as a Brahmana. उसके लिए ट्रेनिंग लगता है. तो ट्रेनिंग सब होने के बाद ही can be called as Brahmana or Kshatriya or Vaishya, whatever. So the training only I'm telling. The parents gave him the training to become a Suta. But his birth was so strong, he was not at all interested in Suta activities. He was only interested in Kshatriya activities. Because उनका birth कैसे हुआ था? सूर्यदेव से हुआ था. ना ऑर्डिनरी बर्थ नहीं वो. और मदर भी उतना ऑर्डिनरी लेडी नहीं, कुंती महारानी. तो इसलिए his attraction towards Kshatriya activities is so strong. He was not at all inclined to Suta activities. But what can be done? You are living in a community where Varnashrama is strong. So people say, people object. The reason Madhvacharya says that, okay, if Karna is accepted, well qualified in the archery, and if he is allowed to fight with Kshatriyas, tomorrow some selfish Kshatriyas might wage war against Sutas. अभी आपका सूता से एक आदमी कर्ण का क्षत्रिय से लड़ रहे, हम आपसे लड़ेंगे. A Kshatriya should never raise his weapon on any other community other than Kshatriya. That is the rule, Varnashrama rule. अभी एक non-Kshatriya is raising weapon against Kshatriya, someday a Kshatriya will also raise weapon against a non-Kshatriya. It becomes a normal rule. तो भीमा बोल रहा है ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. Because you have been brought up in Kshatriya family, it is natural for you to become Kshatriya. It is natural for you to perform Kshatriya activities. It's not Kshatriya. For Suta activities, you better go and help your father. So it is like that.
Prabhuji, Suta means one who is born from a mixed marriage, no? Pratilom marriage.
Yeah, in Suta also there are two divisions. Pratilom marriage is there. Suta are like Brahmana mother and Kshatriya father. Not necessarily every time it is like that. Once it happened, उनका children का पूरा वही Suta ही बन जाएगा. उनके बाद next generation में proper marriage होने के पर भी they are called as Suta community only. Because उनका original में ऐसा प्रतिलोम हो गया है. तो उनका आने वाला सभी generation Suta ही कहा जाएगा.
So like Suta Goswami, he also belonged to
so
such
they
a
have
family.
two opportunities. Either they can become carpenter or they can become the charioteer on one side. If they have Brahmanical inclination more, then they can become Purana speaker, the speaker of the Puranas or teacher of the Puranas, not the teacher of the Vedas, because Vedas padne ka qualification only for Brahmanas, not for everyone. So at least they can read other Puranas and other Upavedas. The 4 Upavedas are no, वो सब पढ़ के सिखा सकते. If they have more Brahmanical tendencies, if they have more Kshatriya tendencies, they cannot become Kshatriyas, but they can become the assistant of the Kshatriyas. Charioteer, chariot making, and taking care of the horses and chariot driving and preparing the weaponry, all these things. वो सब काम. वो Kshatriya का.
Vaishnav is above all of them. If he's a Vaishnav Suta, then
see, we are talking about something which is completely forgotten. The Varnashrama Dharma.
I was talking about Suta Goswami.
Yes, Suta Goswami is a devotee. See, Mataji, in one sense, a Vaishnava is above all. From the practical consideration point of view, they are respected according to one's Varna or Ashrama. That is always there. As a devotee, they also give respect at the same time. The Varna consideration also there and Ashrama consideration also there. They are also given in that sense. But in the current day, we don't have any Varna, we don't have any Ashram. So at least from the point of view of Vaishnava, we don't know whether we are Vaishnava or not, but at least we are wearing tilak, kantimala and dress. So the respect is given to our dress, not to us.
That is true.
So like that. So,
thank you very much.
Not otherwise. They never punish directly. There is the execution team. Giving punishment is not raising weapon. Raising weapon means fighting in the battle. Giving punishment is it is law and order. It is part of law and order. But he was dressing like a Kshatriya, na? It Bhagavatam clearly says he was Shudra, but dressing like a Kshatriya and do harming Kavan bull. Because he is dressing like a Kshatriya, then he raised the weapon. Parshurama is a Brahmana. So he has authority to raise weapon against Kshatriyas. He is in the superior position. He can take the judgment position. He can correct the misconduct of the law and order. Yeah, they can try. And if they are sensible person, they will not try. If they are not sensible person, they will try. Somebody else will stop them. Na? They may become successful for a few days. It cannot go long. If they start harming more and more Brahmanas, if no one is coming, Lord Vishnu will come and do it. So Brahmanas are surrendered to Lord. In that sense. Okay, we'll continue ahead. Mother Parvati का episode हो गया. अभी चित्रकेतु महाराज will respond. उसके बाद Lord Shiva also will speak. इन दोनों का episode है. We'll try to complete today. अभी already 2 घंटा हो गया है. कितना बजेगा? Consciousness matters.
Going into that is not clear. Though I'm not practicing.
नेहा विक्रम नाशोस्ति प्रत्यवायन विद्यते स्वल्पं वेद धर्मस्य त्रायतो महतो भयात्.
In fact, it doesn't already body here altogether. I mean, that's my.
वो fear रहेगा, but I mean, one thing is that जितना seriously हो सकता है उतना अभी practice करेंगे. भगवान के ऊपर भरोसा रखना. भगवान कुछ मदद कर लेंगे. Even though the body changes wherever we may be, the Lord will help us. Lord will bring us to the association of devotees. This is the theme of Bhagavatam. The whole theme of Bhagavatam is that somehow or other be in the association of devotees, so they will remind us, they will inspire us, they will push us. On our own, we don't have strength. We derive strength from devotees only. So what we can do? Somehow or other be in the association of devotees. Parikshit Maharaj is asking that only first canto. Everyone is asking the same thing. So we should also ask the same thing. But unfortunately, many times we ये डिवोटी अच्छा नहीं, वो तो गलत बोलते हैं, गलत करते हैं, इधर दूर रहने का. ये डिवोटी अच्छा नहीं, वो डिवोटी अच्छा नहीं. So we are always doing fault finding. So उसके लिए थोड़ा कष्ट करना पड़ता है. Devotees will not come to us. We need to go where they are. We need to find out. We need to find out. No, not like that. सताम प्रसंगा ममवीर संविदो भवंति हृत्कर्ण रसायन कथा. वहां पे सताम मीन्स उसके पहले वर्ष में जो क्वालिटीज मेंशन किया ना, वो क्वालिटीज जिसके अंदर रहते हैं वो दैट पर्सन कैन बी कॉल्ड एज सताम. नॉट एवरीवन. तितिक्षुवा कारुणिका सुहृदा सर्वदेहिना मजात शत्रवा शांता साधवो साधुभूषण. एंड उसके बाद मयि अनन्येन भावेन भक्तिं कुर्वन्ति ये दृढ़ं मत्कृते तत्कर्मणा त्यक्त्वा सजन बांधवा. वो भी रहना चाहिए. उसके अलावा people may say we are sadhu, but I don't have any qualification to say I am sadhu. साधु मतलब वो सब क्वालिटीज रहना चाहिए. उनका एसोसिएशन जब जाएंगे तभी कथाम प्रसंगा मम वीर संविदो. There the qualities and activities of the Supreme Lord will become a realization. Otherwise, it will remain a theoretical story. In the association of other devotees, the so-called devotees, we only stop at bhajana kriya. Only in the association of this kind of sadhus, we can transit from bhajana kriya to nishtha. Artha nivritti will take place only when we take the association of such kind of great sadhus. Otherwise, We'll continue to do Bhajan Kriya only. Bhajan Kriya and Bhojan Kriya.
Humility that you're saying about that, I'm just saying in general.
It will not come just like that. We need to endeavor also for that. It's not so easily available. If it is easily available, take cheaply. Unless until we put some endeavor, we will not value it. That is always there. For the modern context, endeavor means paying a lot of money. When you pay a lot of money for the school or colleges, you put a lot of focus. इतना pay कर रहे मतलब this is a lot and I need to be focused. So in the cultural point of view, there is no payment of money. There is a payment of Shraddha. Effort and surrender. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Our payment is pranipat, pariprashna and seva.
Refining is required as well. Like, before you all came also, you was like, ऐसा नहीं है, ऐसा होना चाहिए, ऐसा होना चाहिए. अच्छा क्लास ले रहे हो आज हमारा.
I don't have
Compassion.
Positiveness. One word Narayana is enough to be there. And then suddenly.
और अभी आज का सा वो एक्चुअली मेरे दिमाग में वो बिल आ रहे हैं ना जो जो है ना क्या बोलते हैं उसको चक्की रिफाइन अरे कितना रिफाइन करोगे कैपेसिटी नहीं है तो रिफाइन वाले तो क्या करेंगे.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just repeating what is there in the Bhagavatam without even understanding what is there. Sri Shuka Uvacha Evam Saptas Citraketur
Sri Shuka Uvacha Evam Shaptas Citraketu
Vimanadavaruhyasa
Vimanadavaruyasa
Prasadayam Asa Satim
Prasadayamasam Satim
Murdna Namrena Bharata.
Murna Namrena Bharata. Sri Shukadev Goswami continued. My dear King Parikshit, when Citraketu was cursed by Parvati, he descended from his airplane, bowed before her with great humility, and pleased her completely.
O King Parikshit, when King Citraketu was cursed by Mother Parvati, he descended from his airplane. अभी तक वो airplane में था, हवा में रहते हुए बोल रहे थे. When Mother Parvati became serious, he suddenly came down and he will offer obeisances. And bowing his head before her pleased her. So then he will speak something. Citraketu uvacha
Citraketur uvacha
pratigruhnami te shapam
Pratigrinami te shapam
atmano anjali nambike
Atmanonjalinambike
dever martyaya yat proktam
Devair martyaya yat proktam
purvadishtam hitasya tat.
Purvadishtam hitasya tat. Citraketu said, My dear mother, with my own hands folded together, I accept the curse upon me. I do not mind the curse, for happiness and distress are given by the demigods as a result of one's past deeds.
See, this is the mentality of a devotee should be. Like Parikshit Maharaj told, na, we should never find fault with the person who is harming us. We should find out our karma. Is the same thing? My dear mother, with folded hands, I accept the curse you have uttered. It is ordained by the devatas as a result of my past deeds. ये मेरे कर्म के अनुसार देवताओं के द्वारा मेरे ऊपर आ रहा है. इसमें आपका दोष कुछ नहीं. हम बोल सकते क्या ऐसा? हमारा सामने कुछ हमको बोलेगा तो हम ऐसा बोल सकते हैं क्या? दंडवत करते हुए हे प्रभु, हे माता जी, ये मेरा कर्म के अनुसार देवताओं के द्वार आ रहा है, आपका गलती नहीं। It's not that easy. It's very difficult. आसान नहीं. Our ego is so much. We every day we may say, amanena manadena. We are completely opposite to that. Very difficult. Please, I know about me. I accept the curse. There is no harm in accepting this curse. Since I have not offered you, since I have not offended you or Lord Shiva. Intentionally, I did not have any intention to offend you or Lord Shiva. And there is no fault in your cursing me, though I am innocent. I am simply receiving my karma. The devotee should feel like this out of humility. Every devotee should feel like this out of humility. This is called humility. Humility means accepting what we deserve. However, the devotee who has developed prema has no trace of karma at all. From Citraketu's point of view, is already in prema bhava prema platform. For such a person, there is no karma. But in spite of being in that position, he is still accepting it as his karma. That shows his greatness. For even from the stage of previous to prema, all karmas are destroyed. That means even one going to be in prema, even in bhava state also all one's karmas are destroyed. Even at bhava state, one is not affected by karmas. But still is saying it as karma. Ignorance is cut and all doubts are destroyed. On seeing the Lord in the mind with the eyes, all karmas are destroyed. Just by the seeing the Lord is in the core of the heart as Paramatma, also all one's karmas are destroyed. And Citraketu Maharaj saw the Lord in person only. Then what kind of karma will he have? If at all he has some karma, how will he see? What did Lord Vishnu told when Narada Muni had the darshan of Lord Vishnu in the heart and they disappeared? First canto. Huh? Sorry? Then? No, not that. Not that. What did Lord Paramatma told Narada Muni, the small boy, in the first canto? He slightly gave darshan, disappeared. Then Narada boy was trying to find one more time, but he heard only some Akashavani. What was being told there? Same thing. This is our Bhagavad Kathakar tells. Yes. Next. This is Bhagavad Kathakar ka version. No, Kathakar means everyone. Me also, including me, also, I am also one of the Kathakars. Same thing. We are repeating. Anyone online devotees? What was that? I mean, of course, I did not speak first canto. Your first canto was taught by a different speaker, no?
There is still some purification to be done.
So it's not like that. The actual understanding is that, my dear Narada, a person without sufficient purification can never ever see me. You have seen me means you are already pure. And I have shown myself to you to increase your eagerness to come to me. Not because you have some contamination. The very fact that you have seen me means you have no contamination. You are already pure. But you will not be able to see once again. Or I have shown myself to you once just to increase your eagerness to see me again and again. With that eagerness, when you practice more bhakti, you will get to see always. Not because you had some more purification required. Bhagavatam shlok mein dekho. First canto mein nahi. First canto I started teaching from. Maybe once in a while in between I came. Huh? Revati and Leprabhu only taught, na? Revati and Leprabhu taught. Me taught. Then I told, you can refer to your slides. Slides में है, जो अभी में जो मेला होता है, हाँ? हाँ, for anchoring. हाँ, yes. Translation, huh? It's okay. It's okay. I know. Purpose tells like that. But even what you all said is also not wrong. Prabhuji actually showed me the translation also. Prabhupada himself writes like that. What I have told from Chakravarti past translation. The Prabhupada writes in order to help all of us as a practicing devotee. So, I mean, if one is not thoroughly purified, one cannot see the Lord. That is for preaching. That is a preaching strategy. But actually, what Lord Vishnu is telling to Narada Muni is that just because you have seen me, you are already pure. But I have shown you only once to increase your. So it is like that. हाँ? विष्णु को देखने का नहीं, देखने के बाद मानने का है इंपॉर्टेंट है. देखने में हर दिन देखते हैं. अभी हर दिन हम मूर्ति को देख रहे हैं, भगवान का मूर्ति को देख रहे हैं, सुंदर मूर्ति को. हम उनको भगवान मान रहे क्या? कितना देर मान रहे? Theoretically, practically, philosophically, realized way, how in on what स्तर, कौन सा स्तर पे? Oh, what is that? उसको कुछ डिफाइन करो, उसका लेवल क्या है? Not even talking also. At what level we are treating the Lord as the Lord. So many times we may do as a matter of duty only, because we were told 100 times that we need to see the deity non different from the Lord. But do we have that affection? Do we have that complete realization of that? आपको बीच बीच में आते हैं, हम गलती से भी हमको नहीं आते, गलती से भी हमको नहीं आते. It's like that. So the understanding is that even if one sees the Lord in the mind, in the core of the heart, all karmas are destroyed. Then what to speak of seeing him in person? So personally देख लिया. So what karmas will be there with him? But still, out of humility, saying that it is the result of my karmas, even though he has no karmas. That is Citraketu Maharaj's greatness. विद्यते हृदय ग्रंथि चिद्यन्ते सर्व संशया क्षीयन्ते चास्त कर्माणि क्षीयन्ते अस्य कर्माणि पूरा कर्म क्षीण हो जाएगा. किसको? दृष्ट एव आत्मने ईश्वरः, जो अपना मन में ईश्वर को देख लेते, उनका जीवन में कुछ कर्म होता ही नहीं. जिनका जीवन में कुछ कर्म बचा है तो मन में देख नहीं सकते. So it is like that. Long way to go. I am telling myself. Yes, no. No one told him to preach around. Afterwards, he continuously practicing whatever Bhakti Vedanta told. So basically, he was singing the glories of the Lord, all these things and all. And in due course of time, that Kalpa was over. So he entered into the body of Garbhodaksha Vishnu. In the next day, he manifested, he appeared himself as a great devotee. So there was no prior practice required. Practice to ho gaya purana din mein. Now, what he does, he simply continues bhakti. Bhakti means Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnuho, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Mandaram, Dasam, Sakam, Bhatnayam. Whenever he does Shravanam, Kirtanam, or Smaranam, the Lord manifests himself of him. The Lord either manifests in the core of his heart or in front of him. That is the position Narada Muni Rao reached. So previously, to see the Supreme Lord one time, he was endeavoring a lot. Now, whatever little thing he does, Lord manifests in front of him. That is the level he has come to. और नारायण बोलते बोलते अपना हृदय के अंदर नारायण को देखते रहते हैं. That is the greatness of Narada Muni. So what kind of karmas does such kind of person will have? No karmas. That's why even when Narada Muni was cursed by Daksha, Narada Muni was least disturbed. It's okay. Even from the dharma point of view, even somebody curses us, that is nothing but the result of our karma. So we are supposed to go through the reaction. For Narada, even there is no karma. Even when Daksha curses, does it have any effect? In one sense, apparently does it have any effect? But Narada Muni honorably respected and took it, and just as a matter of courtesy, will follow that. Even though you don't have to, but he will follow it. Even today also, Narada Muni, no need to, he is not bound by that curse. But still, he might be following it out of respect for the word spoken by a Brahmana. He keeps traveling everywhere. So that's what he wants to do. Anyway, this is also helping. Outside people might they think that okay, Narada Muni was cursed, but उनके लिए कुछ पड़ता नहीं उससे, कुछ होता नहीं. If you want, he can stay at one place as long as he want. If you want, he can leave, but it's up to him. The Lord could not be controlled by bhakti if the devotees still had karma. But devotee still had some karmas, Lord cannot be controlled by such a devotee. One who is under the control of karma does not control the Lord. In order to control the means here, at least he cannot see the Lord. In order to announce the great strength of the devotees, seeing equally curse, blessings, swarga, liberation, and hell. In order to remove the improper life of Citraketu as the leader of the Vidyadharas. In order to announce the great strength of the devotees who see equally the curses, blessings, swarga, apavarga, and naraka. And also, in order to remove the improper life of Citraketu as the leader of the Vidyadharas. In order to increase King Citraketu's anger for prema by the fire of separation. Separation था, but fire नहीं. अभी भगवान एक अर्थ के द्वारा फायर को जगा दिया. भगवान से दूर था, भक्ति कर रहे थे, पर भगवान के पास में आने के लिए वो ईगरनेस नहीं था, अभी ईगरनेस को जगा दिया. In order to bestow the enjoyment of great sweetness of, kindly pay attention. In order to bestow the enjoyment of great sweetness of direct service to his lotus feet, where? In Vaikuntha. This should be the anticipation or aspiration of every devotee. Perpetual direct service of Lord's lotus feet in Vaikuntha for rest of eternity. In spiritual world for rest of eternity. What was that verse, Bhagavad Gita? Verse.
Ananya's Chinta.
Kindly pay attention to each and every word. Ananya's Chinta. There is no other Chinta. Then what Chinta one should have? Pura hua nahi. Ananya's Chinta. Yento yam mam. There should be one Chinta. Mam. Ananya's no Chinta. There should be one Chinta mam. Ananya Chinta yanto mam. Then what? E jana. Those devotees. Upasate. They worship me. Wow. For upasate. Purna Rupena. Manasa, Vacha, Karmana. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. First year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year, seventh year, eighth year, ninth year, 10th year, 20th year, 30th year, 40th year, 50th year, 60th year, 70th year, and 80th year, 90th year, till the last at the everything. Paripaste means Purna Rupena. Time, place, circumstances, in every respect, Manasa, Vacha, Karmana, in all respects. Why? Tesham. Then Nitya, Abhi, Yukta. Okay. Yukta means being in my association. And Abhyukta means being in my association in close proximity. सालों के मुक्ति वाले भी एसोसिएशन में है भगवान का, सेम वैकुंठ में है, बट दूर में है. फायदा क्या? क्लोज में रहना चाहिए. तेषाम नित्या अभियुक्तानाम. फॉर हाउ लॉन्ग? कितना दिन के लिए? नित्या, फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ एटर्निटी. युक्ता association, abhyukta close association. For how long? Nitya, for the rest of eternity. एक डिजायर से, एक ही चिंता से, कुछ और चिंता के बिना, they will worship me completely with manasa vacha karmana, every day, every week, every month, every year, from the birth to death. Then what happens? Lord says that yoga kshemam vahameham. What? What do you mean by yoga kshemam vahameham? Not, that is not the complete. In this
I will
context,
take care of the devotees so that they can come back to me. That is
I will take the responsibility of bringing the devotee to Vaikuntha. Yoga means bringing them to Vaikuntha and giving them the opportunity of being in close proximity. And Kshema means I'll make sure that they will get that service opportunity. Yoga means bringing them to Vaikuntha in close proximity. Kshema means giving them that opportunity. Without that opportunity, if you go to Vaikuntha, what Kshema you have in your life? क्या इच्छा था भगवान को प्रत्यक्ष रूपेण सेवा करने का, उधर गया बट सेवा नहीं मिला, फायदा क्या? तो योगा इज आल्सो रिक्वायर्ड, क्षेमा इज आल्सो रिक्वायर्ड. तो योगा के बिना भी क्षेमा हो सकता है. भगवान खुद इधर आ सकते, खुद सामने भक्तों के सामने आके सेवा स्वीकार कर सकते. दैट देयर मे बी क्षेमा, बट भगवान कैन नॉट स्टे हियर फॉर लॉन्ग. मेटेरियल वर्ल्ड में भगवान ज्यादा देर नहीं रह सकते. योगा में बी देयर फॉर सम टाइम, बट कंटिन्यूअसली इट कैन बी पॉसिबल ओनली इन वैकुंठ, इन द स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड. The Lord says, if you do this much, I will also do something for you. What is that? Yoga kshemam vahameham. I'll take the responsibility of that yoga and kshema. What Srila Prabhupada writes, it is a preaching strategy. It is for preaching. Because people are after, I want this, I want that, I want this. Bhakti करेगा तो सब निकल जाएगा. Don't worry. किधर जाए जाएगा, भक्ति करो, वो भी रहेगा. भगवान खुद responsibility लेंगे वो सबको रखने के लिए. That is for the beginning level. This is on the highest level. भक्ति शास्त्री होके बहुत दिन हो गए प्रभु जी. First we should read Bhagavad Gita, then read Bhagavatam, then again read Bhagavad Gita. Then you will understand Bhagavad Gita from the Bhagavatam perspective. Then read Chaitanya Charitamrita, then again read Bhagavad Gita. Then you will understand Bhagavad Gita from Chaitanya Charitamrita perspective. इतना ही पढ़ने का प्रभु जी, ये कुछ नहीं, इतना ही है, थोड़ा थोड़ा. अभी देखो, अभी बोला हमने तेषाम नित्याभियुक्तानाम, उसके पहले क्या है? अनन्या चिंतयन्तो माम ये जना पर्युपासते. व्हाट वाज द मीनिंग ऑफ द पर्युपासते? मनसा वाचा कर्मणा, मॉर्निंग, आफ्टरनून, इवनिंग, संडे, मंडे, ट्यूसडे, एवरी ईयर. हाँ, उसके पहले ये समझो, अनन्या चिंतयन्तो माम. फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय अनन्या चिंता, then understand माम, चिंता माम. If you understand that, remaining all you will understand. अभी भी you are sitting in this class, still you know मन में so many चिंता is going on. What will happen to घर पे मदर इन लॉ का क्या होगा, मदर हस्बैंड क्या होगा, डॉटर क्या होगा, ये क्या होगा, वो क्या होगा, ये सब रहता है. कल क्या होगा. If I give a pause, it will happen. If I give a pause, it will happen. It's like that. That is because I can tell all these things correctly because I go through all these things. It is not that you only go through. I also go through. So I can tell. I can with assurity I can tell. Maybe Binit Prabhu may be exception. I'm sorry. Today we are discussing so many other things. Our Bhagavatam did not go ahead only. It's already almost time up. But at least we'll do 1 or 2 verses. This is also important section. See, because see, in one sense, na 6th canto is 4th canto, 6th canto are more about the finer nuance of bhakti. They actually churn. They give actually. They go into detailed analysis of what bhakti is all about. 4th canto as well as 6th canto. So one need to be a lot of patience required to go through each and every word in detail and every section in detail to understand and appreciate. Okay. Any questions from devotees online?
No, no, Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Samsara chakra etasmin.
Samsara chakre etasmin
Jantur ajnana mohitaha.
jantur ajnana mohita
Brahmyan sukham cha dukkham cha.
brahmyan sukham cha dukkham cha
Bhungte sarvatra sarvadha.
bhunte sarvatra sarvada. Deluded by ignorance, the living entity wanders in the forest of this material world, enjoying the happiness and distress resulting from his past deeds, everywhere and at all times. Therefore, my dear mother, neither you nor I am to be blamed for this incident.
Yeah. Simple. Deluded by ignorance, the living entity wanders in the wheel of samsara, enjoying happiness and distress everywhere and at all times. Deluded by ignorance, avidya, we are trying to enjoy the happiness and distress in each and every life, and within that life, every day. Our life is all nothing but happiness, distress, happiness, distress. This is the nature of the wheel of samsara. It is not surprising. He's telling that, oh mother, it is not surprising. The nature of samsara is to keep us under happiness, misery, happiness, misery, happiness, misery. And that happens because of our delusion. And at least he is able to understand and talk about it because he is beyond delusion. उसको समझने के लिए one cannot be under delusion. Somebody is under delusion cannot understand it. Theoretically one may understand, theoretically one may speak about it, but one does not have practical realization. Realization जब आप ऊपर होंगे तभी मिलेगा, तब तक नहीं मिलेगा. Then he further says, नैवात्माना परश्चापि
Naivatman paraschapi
कर्तस्य सुखदुःखयो
karta syat sukha dukkhayo
कर्तारं मन्यते प्राज्ञा
kartaram manyate tradnya
आत्मानं परमेव च.
atmanam parameva cha. In this material world, neither the living entity himself nor others, friends and enemies, are the cause of material happiness and distress. But because of gross ignorance, the living entity thinks that he and others are the cause.
Same thing. In the previous verse, he said that deluded by ignorance, the jiva wanders in the wheel of samsara, and by the way, experiences both happiness and distress. Who is responsible for one's happiness and distress? oneself. So that point is elaborating now. In this material world, neither the living entity nor others are the cause of material happiness and distress. But because of ignorance, the living entity thinks that he and others are the cause. Normally, people in general, they blame my misery, you are the cause. And people in knowledge, they say that my misery, I am the cause. But in reality, both are wrong. Neither Jiva is the cause, nor somebody else is the cause. Because who is doing the activities? Result is coming for the action is being done. But who is the doer of the activity? Huh? Yeah. Prakrite kriyamanaani gune karmane sarvasha. Ahankara vimudatma karta aham iti mannati. Only in ahankara we say that I am the doer, but reality everything is done by Prakriti. In delusion we say I am the doer. In delusion we say I am the enjoyer. But in reality, Atma is not the doer. When my Atma is not the doer, how can somebody else's Atma is the doer? So both are wrong. Somebody who says he is the cause of my misery, wrong. Somebody who says I am the cause of my misery, he is also wrong. What is the cause of one's misery? Delusion. Misidentification the cause of misery. And the misidentification also cause of happiness. The material happiness and misery, it is all because of misidentification. Because we are identifying with this body. That is the cause. Because Atma is simply witness. So what do you mean? So living entity is not the cause. Others are not the cause.
Hare Krishna.
Ah.
Misidentification is the cause of happiness, that is material happiness.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever happiness one experiences within the samsara, that is all because of the misidentification.
Yeah, but means grief also, material grief also is experienced by due to misidentification itself.
Obviously, no.
Yes.
So currently we are all human beings and we are going through happiness and miseries. What kind of happiness and misery we are going through? Human happiness and human misery.
Illusory happiness.
First of all, are we human? That's why we are identifying ourselves as a human being. That's why we are going through human experience, human emotions, human happiness and human misery. When we are in the dog's body, we were going through dog's happiness, dog's misery. When we are in the some other body, we are experiencing that body's happiness, that body's misery. That identity is giving us that happiness and misery. So it is like that.
Thank you.
I'm not this one. Practically not correct.
Ah.
And now see the transcendental. How do you experience?
Before experiencing transcendental happiness, first of all,
You transcend.
experience yourself being the Atma.
Will be able to experience anything beyond?
It will not.
Exactly.
Our identity is so strong. उसे बाहर आना बहुत टाइम लगता है. पहले बाहर आ जाओ, then you will experience. So, I mean, this example may be funny, but you can relate to it. Small kids, like school children, on September 5th, there is a special program. Every school, Teachers' Day. So everyone dresses like the teachers and they come and then they teach subject and all. So like that, not only that day, any other day, if you dress the children like a lawyer, the lawyer ka uniform pehna do. If you dress the children like the doctor's uniform or teachers or some businessman, वो ड्रेस के साथ वो कैसे बिहेव करते, क्या बोलते रहते, जब तक वो ड्रेस उनके शरीर के ऊपर था वो क्या बोलते रहते, आई एम द डॉक्टर, एंड फॉर दैट डे September 15th, आई एम द मैथ्स टीचर, I am science, physics teacher, I am chemistry teacher, I am this, I am that. वो सब वो आइडेंटिटी रहता है. कैसे? ये ड्रेस पहना. तो ड्रेस पहनने से आप जो बोल रहे हैं कोई ना में आप भी नहीं बोल सकते. आप ड्रेस पहना ना, आप है. अब डॉक्टर के अपन पहना, स्टेथोस्कोप पहना, आप सब कुछ है. चश्मा भी पहना, you are looking like a doctor and fresh, well haircut and everything is there. People say, हाँ डॉक्टर साहब थोड़ा मेरा देखिए, like that. When the same child goes back to home, mother वो कपड़ा निकालेंगे, then now he is no more doctor. Now he is a small child of the mother. Like that. उसके लिए भागवतम ना, पूरा भगवत गीता उसके लिए. How do you realize that the practice is there? Practice करो, realize हो जाएगा. जो practice के बारे में बताया भगवत गीता में follow करो, सब कुछ हो जाएगा. Process given in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And this person, now, did he realize? Citraketu Maharaj, did he realize what he is? He is Atma का realize किया? कैसे? He went through hard struggle. He went through happiness as well as misery. Then he went through Guru Shiksha, Guru Diksha. Then he performed tapasya. Then उसके बाद सब कुछ हो गया. He heard from his own dead son. कितना कितना सुनना पड़ा उनको इसको समझने के लिए. The last verse for today, and we will discuss this verse next time also. Guna pravaha etasmin काशापा कोनो अनुग्रह स्वर्गो नरको को वा किम सुखम दुःखमेव वा. Yeah, someone read. It okay.
This material world resembles the waves of a constantly flowing river. Therefore, what is the curse and what is the favor? What are the heavenly planets and what are the hellish planets? What is actually happiness and what is actually distress? Because the waves flow constantly, none of them has an eternal effect.
So the previous verse, what he was telling, in this material world, neither the living entity nor others are the cause of material happiness and distress. But because of ignorance, the living entity thinks that he and others are the cause. Then what is the reality? The reality is, in the river of the gunas, what is curse and what is a blessing? What is swarga and what is hell? And what is happiness and what is sorrow? In the gunas of samsara, they come and go, come and go. Something is coming and going, that means it is not a reality. It is not a permanent real thing. What is coming and what is going, it is not a permanent. One should not be affected by that. So his point is that I was a king. Then I became king of Vidyadharas. Now tomorrow I am going to become Asura. So none of the three are real. I was a king, it has its own time. I became king of Vidyadharas, it has its own time. Now I am going to become the Asura, it will also have its own time. It is like a wave coming in the ocean and going. Everything is happening because of the influence of three modes of material nature. I am only simply witness. First one wave came. In that wave, there is the activity of King Citraketu, the ruler of the Bhumandala. Next one more wave came. There, the king of the Vidyadharas. Now one more wave is going to come. The king of the Asuras. तो आएगा जाएगा. जैसे आएगा वैसे जाएगा. But I am beyond these three. Because वही टोल उनका बच्चा भी वही बोला. पिताजी अभी देखो इतना जन्म में कितना कितना माता पिता आया था, मैं किसका? जब तक पैसा उनका हाथ में था मैं उनका हाथ से निकल गया, उनसे मेरा कुछ संबंध नहीं. अभी किसी और का हाथ में जाऊंगा, मैं उनका हो जाऊंगा. उनका हाथ से किसी और का हाथ में जाए तो मैं उनका हो जाऊंगा, किसी के हाथ में नहीं. But even if somebody says that as long as you are in his hands, you belongs to him. No, that is not permanent. Since I cannot be with them for the rest of eternity, I cannot be theirs. Because I was not there yesterday, I will not be there tomorrow. So how can you say just because today I am with them, I will be there? Your statement does not valid. It should be valid for the future, all the three time spaces. What can fulfill the three conditions is the jiva belongs to Ishvara. That is the eternal reality. उसमें कभी चेंज नहीं हो सकता है. Jiva does not belong to material world. Jiva belongs to Ishvara. That is the permanent reality. Our material identities are like the waves coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. उससे विचलित नहीं होना चाहिए. A person who realizes that Jiva belongs to Ishvara and I am Ishvara and I belong to Ishvara, I am Ishvara's, that person will not be bewildered by Guna Pravaha. So like that. Otherwise, you will be bewildering. It has been said that one should accept happiness and distress. Everything that falls into a salt mine becomes salty. Thus, everything that falls into samsara becomes samsara. When the jiva, who is very pure when it comes to material world, because he has fell into salty mine, he becomes salty. He acquires the qualities of the salt mine. Same way when we come to samsara, we acquire the qualities of the samsara. One should not make distinction of happiness and suffering at all. As long as person who has fallen into a bottomless river does not reach the shore, he cannot attain real happiness. Thus, curses, blessings are all suffering as long as we are in this world. So one may say that no, आप शोर में आएगा तो आपको हैप्पीनेस मिलेगा. जब तक वो पानी के अंदर डूब गया, पानी के साथ जा रहा है नदी में, you are in trouble. When you come to the shore, you will be happy. शोर में पानी के अंदर है, पानी के बाहर हो या संसार में है, जब तक संसार में रहेगा तो सुख दुख आते रहेंगे. वो संसार का नियम है. So then what is the reality? Understand that I don't belong to this samsara. Because I came to samsara, samsara's qualities will be shown to me always. I was King Citraketu. There was some happiness, I being the king, but there was no happiness because I did not have a son. So like that. So these are all some philosophical thing, but basically what is happening to us is all guna pravaha. They come and go, come and go. Tam titikshasa bharata, one should become. Then only one can realize where we are, what we are, etc., etc. So yes, Hare Krishna, thank you very much for staying late. Thoda late ho gaye. We'll stop here. निरंतरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.